Hello everyone and welcome back to English 101. This is our 7-week online course and I wanted to offer you all, since we're about halfway through the course, believe it or not, we're about halfway through week 3, some tips for kind of keeping your head above water and for success in the course. First one, check your email daily. It's the primary way I can communicate with you. And I know I've sent some important information to a couple of you, actually several of you, and I've never heard back. So keep in mind that's the only way we can have a conversation other than these videos. So please check it daily. I try to check mine at least twice a day, not always late at night. So if you email me earlier in the day, you're likely to get a hold of me a little bit sooner. You might want to print the weekly folder or schedule. Now keep in mind that this again is a 15-week course that's been squashed together into 7 weeks. Think of it as concentrated orange juice versus a whole gallon of orange juice. We used to buy it that way back in the day, concentrated orange juice. Maybe a few of you remember that. So let's go in and take a look at our weekly folder and kind of talk about what I mean by scheduling. So in our weekly folder, you will usually find 5 or 6 tasks. Again, that's concentrated because we're taking 2 weeks and squeezing them into one. There's almost always a reading. So maybe you say, well, reading I can start off, it's pretty light. I'll do that on Monday. You might see the long essay and say, well, that's going to take a couple days. So maybe I'll work on that Thursday and Friday. And I'll skip the discussion board and I'll do maybe thread 1 on Tuesday. Right down here, thread 2 on Wednesday, and then maybe make my replies on Thursday. The idea being is you spread out the tasks so that you're not leaving it to the last day. And some of you are doing just that. You're leaving it till Saturday or Sunday, or a few are trying to do it all on Sunday. I can't imagine the amount of stress that would create. And I know we're all balancing work and home and family, but the more you can schedule, the less overwhelming it will be. So just an encouragement, so you're not juggling so many things at one time to make time for a schedule. Please watch all the videos, including this one. A lot of you, I fear, are not doing that. There's sometimes bits of advice I'll give in the videos that will help you through assignments, important explanations. Again, between email and video, that's the primary media I can use to communicate with you. It's really important to follow all the instructions carefully. This became an issue in SE1 because part of our textbook was to, in the reading and the instruction, was to create your design plan based on these 6 or 7 bullet points here. And I'd say about half the class just didn't look at those, and that's an important part of the instructions. So if you don't follow instructions, you might end up with no credit or sometimes half credit at most. And so that's an important part of learning. So I always say bookend it. So start by following the instructions and then write your product, essay, discussion board post, and then read the instructions one more time just to make sure you've completed them the way they should. That's what I mean by bookending. Read my comments on Blackboard. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute here. I think a lot of people are not reading my comments, and they're meant, again, to help you, especially to help you from repeating the same mistakes. And then finally, please do contact me. I just answered an email about LE1 from a student this morning. I'm so glad she contacted me early in the week so that now she gets an answer and she can go forward with her assignments. Now, I want to show you how to check your grades and your comments if you haven't done that. So you'll see there's a grades category. And by the way, I have to do this with a class I've taken because I'm not a student in our own class, so I can't show you comments. But if you go into grades, you'll see there are 2 ways you'll know you have comments. So anywhere you see a little blurb usually means you've got a comment. So I'll click on this. This is for a week 1 in this class I took. And you can see, woo, big comment there. I usually try to write a little bit more than that, sometimes a little less, depending on the assignment. Now you can also go in and look at the assignment itself. So if I click over here just on assignment, So here it will show you the discussion board posts I've made for the class, and here's the comments for the instructor. So it's very important to read the comments. The last thing I want to talk about are two week 2 items, week 3 items. The first is that when you are ready to submit your long essay, there's 2 places it will go, and I'll show you how to do that. It needs to go, first of all, to this link. That's where I write here, and you see this big, large note. So when you're ready to submit LE1, submit it to Blackboard. This is connected to the gradebook, this link. Now you're also going to submit it to a peer group. If you just submit it to a peer group, I can't give you credit because the peer groups are sort of their own little thing floating out there in space, and they're not connected to the gradebook. So submit here first, and then you'll get ready to submit to a peer group. So you're going to go over here, and your screen might look a little different. You'll click on peer groups. You'll click one more screen. Now, mine is showing me all the peer groups. Yours will just show you 4 peer groups for LE1. Join them in order. So if all 4 are available, don't jump to 4, start with group 1. And once they're full, then they disappear. So if you do a little later in the week, maybe only groups 3 and 4 will be left. Then when you're ready to submit, I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on this. And it will ask you if you want to join, but I'm just sort of pretending I'm in the group here. And then you're going to click on File Exchange, which is a tool that I've enabled. And then you're going to click Add File. Now, when you're ready to submit your essay, always put your name along with it. That way everyone knows who you are, and also your title. So I'll be using an essay I wrote a couple summers ago as a sample essay as we go through the remainder ones in our course. So my name of my essay is Making Space for Safer Cycling. And then you're going to attach a file. You'll browse your local files. Keep in mind that only docx files are acceptable. I'm going to cancel this. Another assignment this week is to sign up for an MLA research question, and that's over here. I'll click on that. And one more screen. And then you'll see what's called a wiki. So you never put your name when I open the wiki. Edit wiki is what you'll use to put in your question. Don't put your name where it says name. You're going to put it down below here. And you can see I put in my essay question, and Joaquin and Trinity put in their essay questions. Their research questions. By the way, these are both very excellent questions. Don't use the comment tool. Only go into Edit Wiki. So you can go in here. Again, don't put your name in the name box. Put it down below here after the last person in. You put in your name. And then, of course, your research questions. I'm going to cancel this, though. Now, as we complete tasks, also remind yourself to click the Mark Reviewed button. It'll look a little different down here. I always find it satisfying when I finish something to check it off a list. Keep in mind one more thing about the research questions, that there are some stale topics that I'd rather not read anymore. Climate change, unless you're going to talk about a new spin on those topics, and then you can run that by me. I have people who are still like trying to debate whether climate change is real, and I think we've proven that science and our climate has definitely changed. So those are the kinds of polarizing issues that I'm not really interested in anymore. All right, so just wanted to give you a little heads up on how to be successful in the course and a couple of tasks that are coming up this week. As usual, if you have any questions, please let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Take care, everyone.